What is going on, Battlefield players? Welcome to a video that was requested by a lot of you guys, and that is to see what kind of PC I play on, what kind of PC I have, and I decided me and my dog, who's very comfortable, we'll make a little PC setup video, and I'm going to go over some of the stuff I have inside of it. Going to start off with the case, and then we'll move on to the inside. So, first of all, this is a Cooler Master Storm Trooper. I recently got this, and first time I've ever had a large tower case. And I have to say, I've never ever seen so much room on a PC. I mean, this thing weighs 45 pounds. Even like, it can probably be up to like 55. I'm not exactly sure how much it is, but it is gigantic. And to give you guys a size comparison, since you can't really see how big it is, I'm going to go ahead and put it next to an Xbox Slim. I'm going to try and keep this video not shake a lot, but that is how big it is. So this at least will give you some sort of comparison. And yeah, I mean, it's so big they actually put a freaking handle. So let's go ahead and put this guy down. Now, some of the stuff on it is the power button. This is really good. A fan controller. So what you can do here is, well, this is LED. Click it, you can turn on the lights on the computer. Turn up the fans, turn down the fans. You got your USB 2, USB 3s, audio stuff, focus, and reset and SATA. So one of the biggest reasons I decided to make this video was because not only did you guys want to see it, but I was also cleaning out the PC. And, you know, any PC person will tell you it's important to clean their PC because, you know, parts are expensive and you really want to keep them in good shape. So right now I'm disconnecting the two side fans. I'm going to go ahead place that next to Floyd. Okay, so the inside of the PC, I'm going to try and get some lights on here. Let's first go ahead and talk about the fans on the PC itself. So you got two 120, oh, goddamn, I'm zooming in. Come out. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to try and keep this, you know, not shaking a lot, but two 120 millimeter fans up front, sucking air in. Two on the side by the hard drives, you know, sucking in again. The two you guys saw here, there's another fan by the radiator and a 200 millimeter up there. So all the fans are sucking in, and then the 200 millimeter is actually blowing all of it out. So that's the way I got my airflow going. But I think we should start off with the CPU itself. So underneath this cooling block is an i7 870 running at 3.9 gigahertz, and it's a quad core plus hyper-threading, so it's about 8 cores. And you know, it's great. I've had it for a couple years now. It supplies more than enough computing power for all the games I need. And it, I mean, it's a pretty old i7. It's one of the very first i7s that ever came out. But I have to say, I am more than happy with it. I did a lot of research when I was upgrading my computer, if I should upgrade my CPU or if I should just get a new motherboard. And that's what I went with. I went with a new motherboard, so I got a MSI Big Bang. Now this is LGA 1156. So that's the very first LGA that came out for the i7s. And this motherboard I got very lucky on because it was one of the last non-used LGA ones you could buy. I got it off Amazon. So basically the backstory here is, in my old PC, I had an i7, but a really crappy motherboard. Here, I'll show you guys. One second. Really, really crappy motherboard. I mean, look at this thing. This is like your standard motherboard you're going to get in a Best Buy computer. Generic, no-name brand. Usually the brand of the manufacturer. So I had a Gateway Best Buy computer, one of the high-end ones. And of course, that was before I knew how to build computers. That was just like, I just knew an i7 was good, I knew this was good, or blah blah blah, and I just had to go with that. So basically what I did in the past, I believe no, it was like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, was I upgraded the motherboard, and put the CPU in there. So I get way better performance. As well as this motherboard can support up to 32 gigabytes of RAM. But here I have a 16 Patriot G2 running at 1600 Hertz. That's overclocked. Oh, I didn't overclock it, but the motherboard can overclock it. And yeah, so that's 16 gigs. It's great for editing. Absolutely no lag. The CPU for editing as well is great. And to cool the CPU, which I used to have this stock heatsink. I'm not going to say it was bad. I mean, it did the job, right? Never overheated the CPU. But what I got later when I upgraded it was a Corsair H60 water cooler, or like a, you know, fake water cooler. So what it does is it provides really, really good cooling to the CPU, allowing me to overclock it. And you know, this product had a lot of mixed reviews, the H60 and the whole H series. But I have to say, it definitely lowered my temperatures a lot, allowed me to overclock. Under full load, I'm getting about 60 degrees Celsius, and that's like hours of playing, and that's overclocked. Because normally this processor is at about 3 gigahertz, and it's up to 3.9. So that's a pretty big overclock, especially for a quad core and an older version, and it keeps it nice and cool. Now, the big boy. Now, I got this MSI GTX overclocked edition 670 back in summer, and I have to say it is an amazing card. Runs Battlefield 3 on Ultra at like 55 to 65 frames. On the high settings, it's like 75 to 85. Obviously, I'm talking about, like, you know, high stressful situations. I personally play it on medium, just because if I'm going to be recording, I like to, you know, get a lot of frames. And recording does, you know, start cutting down on the frames because it's using up CPU power. But if anyone is interested in a good graphics card, this is about $350 right now. I got it back when it was $400. And the 670 is just a great card. Really, really, really good card. And let's go on to the power supply. So it is a Cooler Master 700 watt. It you know, it wasn't the best. It's not the best power supply, but it was about 80 bucks. It supports SLI. It supports Crossfire. It has an 8-pin CPU connector up there. So it really does everything you need, unless you want to start going into like some serious overclocking, or some like maybe a triple. You can't do a triple SLI, and but of course, you know, my motherboard can't even support that. Now, one of the things when I was building this computer was future-proofing it. So probably when Battlefield 4 comes out, I'll just pop in another GTX 670 there. And that will give me like 85% improvement in my frames. And, I mean, we don't even know what Battlefield 4 is really going to be like, or if it's going to run like Battlefield 3 or what. So, you know, if necessary, pop it in another 670. Now, as for storage, I am a brand new SSD user. This is the, let me see if I can, too much light. But it is an SSD Intel brand 520 series, 120 gigabytes. And I am a brand new SSD user, and I have to say, I could not be happier. It is an absolute monster. Windows 7 boots up in about 15 seconds, fully operational. All my programs, games like Skyrim, I run up to the door, you know, like you go into a door, you hit open, then like an image would appear, you could spin it around. Well, the damn thing loads the thing so fast, it just goes black screen for a split second, and then you're back in, and then you're into the whole new place that you were trying to get into. So that's the 120 gig Intel SSD. Now, as for, you know, the big hard drives behind these fans, I'm going to try and get in there. Where is it? There it is. Come on. There we go. That is a 2 terabyte SATA 3 hard drive, and that's the one I record to. That's the one I store my footage to. And another important thing is that if you are getting an SSD, you really need to make sure that you have SATA 3. These are 2 SATA 3 ports. And if you don't have SATA 3 and you have SATA 3 hardware like an SSD, and you only have these ports, SATA 2, then you're going to be really bottlenecking your stuff. So if you're going to be getting any type of SATA 3 hardware, 6 GB a second hardware, you have to make sure your motherboard has these, because they're really going to unlock the full potential of your hardware. And that's all SSD basically have SATA 3. Most like nowadays hard drives have it. It really improves your performance. And then I have one little backup 1 terabyte drive, and that just holds stuff. It's not the fastest drive. Definitely wouldn't record to it or something like that, but it's nice to just be able to back up my stuff in case, just for future use. And basically, that's about it. It's a really nice PC, pretty budget friendly. Wasn't trying to spend a lot of money. Really wanted to future-proof it, and a lot of hand-me-down parts are in it, like the CPU. You know, just the fact that I used my old CPU saved me $350. You know, I use my older RAM for my old computer and stuff like that. So that's it. That is my computer.